now to my Ikea bookshelf. So I went ahead and took these things down, these three hat boxes, and these two paper containers. I took them down from up there. They sit under this decorative box there, which has some memorabilia stuff I couldn't throw away when I was purging because I just don't have the heart to yet. Still working on that letting go thing. So in here I have some office paper and some paper that doesn't really fit because this is, I think this is 12 by 12 or 14 by 14. What is it? Okay, it's 14 and 3/8 by 14 and something. So 14 and 14 are the size of these things. Put that on the ground. This is an empty one for some growth. And then in this top one, these, by the way, I can't tell you where they were purchased because I've had them probably since I was in high school. They were a gift from my mom. You'll hear that a lot in my videos because my mom spoils me. And in here I have yarn and some other, yeah, I have yarn, decorative yarn. That's all that's in here. I totally don't knit. I just use this stuff for other projects, although when I first purchased all of this yarn, it was in the hopes that I learned how to knit, and I took one knitting class and started to make a purse, and then I kind of quit for a little while, and now I can't remember how to do it. So I need to take another class before I use the yarn for what it was purchased for. And then in this medium box, I've got all of my paints. Acrylics, these are the watercolor crayons. These are awesome. I love that. I use that in my video for the I Heart Me extravaganza painting that I have. And this one's kind of heavy, so let me move this one. And then this largest one, which is my favorite, I've got goodies. This is where I keep all of my jewelry scraps and costume jewelry that has been given to me by my mother and my grandmother and Brian's grandmother and just pretty much every woman in the family that cleanses out their jewelry box. They give me all the scraps or jewelry that they don't wear anymore. They give it to me. So I just love it. I got some really cool things in here. Some really older pieces. A lot of brooches and costume jewelry. And this collection did not happen overnight. I've been collecting jewelry scraps for a very long time. I'm actually going to pull this out because I'm going to use this broken bracelet. It had a pendant here, which I think might be floating around, but it, you know, it's pretty old and it was broken. I think I'm going to show you guys how to use a broken bracelet to come up with a new fashion statement piece. So I think I'm going to pull that out and do a DIY tutorial on that. So lots of scraps in here. In fact, I just received some new ones from one of our aunties who gave me some more pieces, which I'm keeping in this bag separate from the rest, although I can put it in here in the bag, because I want to do a multimedia piece using this jewelry, but only using her jewelry, because I would just love to know that one piece was all her. So I'm going to keep that separate. Put all my fun jewelry back. Okay, now we have my IKEA bookshelf. And up here, I am definitely a collector. And I like to antique shop with my mom, mostly in the South. I live in California, but when I go down south, I like to shop with my mom because that's where she retired. So I've got a vintage camera. Okay, in here I have sewing shears and like these little nipper guys, and I got these from my mom. A really cool collection of them, and until I can figure out a way to display them, they sit in this this ceramic jar that I got for Christmas one year. And then in here is clay, so I keep clay in here, which is kind of cool because this is a cookie jar, so it keeps it airtight. And you can see my clay is in like Ziploc bags and then put inside my cookie jar. I love this cookie jar. I think I got this at Home Goods store. And then here I have my Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. This is a vinyl record, and then the book. And then behind here, I have some photo albums. So that's what sits behind there. And then I have Where the Wild Things Are, like a little action figure. Checkers set. This part comes off, and there are little snails and mushrooms for, you know, the red and black, and I love this thing, and this I think was also a Cracker Barrel purchase. Then this is Brian's box. See, he gets like one box per thing in the house. Like he's got one little box in the drawer, and he's got one little box in that organizational unit, and he's got one cubby hole here in this entire bookshelf here, but he doesn't mind. I don't think. He might mind, but he doesn't have a choice. So this is Brian's. I don't know how long he's had that. I know he's had the Simpsons picture since he was a kid. Buzz Cola and some Crustios. And then here I have a picture of my mom and Raymond. And then behind there is my light box. Something you use to like trace. And then this thing's pretty cool. My end just fell out like 2 seconds ago because I need to actually take all this stuff out and do what I'm supposed to do with it, like send these out and look at all the stuff that's in, because this is in, out, and file, and this is what we do for all of the mail that comes in the house. Obviously the stuff that needs to be filed goes in here. The things we need to take care of goes in out, and things like we need to ship, like letters, or mail out I mean. And then in usually sits right here, and those are the bills and things we haven't looked at yet. So, and then this piece I got at Target, and that's what's in there. And behind there is a music box that I only take out for Christmas, and then something else I only take out for Christmas. And these are magazine holders, but this is where I put my paper for crafting, my Real Simple magazines, and then scraps. I never throw my scraps away. In fact, I probably use my scraps more often than pulling out new paper. And we've got some more things here. This is like my volunteer folder. I do a lot of volunteering. This is my specialty paper and magazines. So there's a health magazine in here because I don't usually buy health magazines. A makeup magazine, and one other random magazine. I'm not sure what it was. And then clip art is here. So I've got my clip art magazines, and there's a calligraphy magazine in there. And then these are folders. It's my life folder. Got important paperwork in there. Collectibles has Brian's baseball and basketball cards, and then some of his X-Men cards. And I think he has Beavis and Butthead cards in there too. This is our company, It's Alive. So that's where we keep our company files, and these are some home files. Some books I made. Brian's mom wrote a book, so that's mom's book. And then more filing, medical. Simply Art is a dream company of mine, so I've been working on that for years. Stay tuned for Simply Art. And my Southern Lady magazines, which is the only magazine I have a subscription to because I can't get it in any of the stores in California. So that's that. And then in here I have cookbooks. And then I also have this folder which says the Markham Family Recipes. So every time I look at a magazine and there's recipes that I want to keep, but I don't want to keep the whole magazine because it stays cluttered, I'll pull it out and I'll place it in here. Just like this. And I'll usually put it on like pretty paper and maybe even do some scrapbooking. So that's how I treat my recipes. And then this is our gift box. So this is where I put stuff that I'm going to, of course, give away as gifts. I've got some polo bears. This was given to us by Disney. So I do re-gift. This is actually a really cool poster, and I'm not sure who to give it to, but I'll figure it out. And then some other random stuff in there that we'll be giving away over the year. This is a media box, which has a random picture of Brian in high school. And these are CDs that I need to burn onto our computer so I can get rid of all of these CDs. So this media case is a project of mine that I hope to do soon. These are DVDs. So yeah, we've got DVDs in there. More media. We've got some DVDs that we don't watch all the time. Oh, there's my commencement, or is this Brian's? I'm not sure if this is Brian's graduation or my graduation, but 07. More media in there. And then in this box, I've got jewelry tools. This entire thing is full of jewelry accessories, things for measuring out rings and bracelets, and then there's some jewelry holders in there. And then this is just some scrapbook stuff. And then in here, and then in this box, I have supplies for hanging. I also have my like Dremel attachments. I think that's how you say it. That little drill thing. I'll show it to you. Where is it? This thing. Is it a Dremel? Yeah, Dremel. I love this thing. And then I have some of like my woodworking stuff. Like I've got sandpaper and, like I said, hanging supplies. These are all nails and things like that. And some other kind of household stuff, but I use it for art. And that's in there. That goes in that square. And then I've got my Cricut, or however you say it. I call it a Cricut because it's got the Cricut on it. And then I've got my Wacom or Wacom tablet, however you say that. And then some more art supplies in there. And then this one is my to be altered box. So in here I have, this is like a book box I'm gonna decorate. Ooh, what's in here? I forgot that I had some bookmarks. Oh yeah, some bookmarks that I had made in here. So these are all things that I plan on altering. I've got picture frames down in there. This is a horse that broke off of one of my music boxes, but I love him so much. I see using him on one of my altered pieces. How cool would that be? So he's going to stay in there. It's my to be altered box. And then this is office supplies. So I've got an extra folder, some taxes, and some other random office supplies in there. Oh, this is something I altered a while back. And I just think it's so fun. I haven't thrown it away. It was years ago. Cool. That was from an old job. Marketing and Communications Director. Old job of mine. Okay. Alrighty. And then in here are more office supplies. This is like some bank stuff, dusting stuff for, you know, the office and things like that. And I've got my label maker. And this is pretty random, but I've got wires in here. I don't know why I keep them in here, but I do. Because it's not jewelry and not floral. It's like in between. So those are some wires in there. And then these are more photo albums. Now that we have our digital photo frame, I just chose not to keep these out. But if anyone, if like we ever had company and they were bored, they're more than welcome to look at old photos of us. And this is my jewelry box. I've got beads in here. So these containers are great. I think I got these online. I either got them online or from Michael's. They were also a gift from my mother. She's always encouraged my creativity. So this whole thing is full of beads and Swarovski crystals, which are my favorite to work with. And I've got lots of colors and lots of different sizes. And I've got the sizes and the name of them and the color written down on all the boxes. I'm trying to open this. Ooh, crystals. Love Swarovski crystals. Okay. And that's for my jewelry making. And then this is like to measure bracelets. So that's all jewelry. And then this is my projects folder. So these are for like current projects that I'm working on. And obviously it's hard to finish a project in one sitting, so I don't want to leave them out because that was a bad habit that I used to have. If I was working on a project and I couldn't finish it, I would just leave it where it sat. But now I've created a box for projects where I could put things. So just a second ago you saw this bracelet, which is going to be my next video, I think. So I put it in here as my ongoing projects. And then this here are all the things that I want to scrapbook. And it looks messy, but it's really not. It's organized by birthday cards, Christmas cards, vacations, Disney, North Carolina. All of these little folder pockets here are by category, and I plan on scrapbooking all of that stuff. And then this is so cool. This is from my grandfather. When I was little, he would play bluegrass music for me and other old music. And I've loved that music ever since. And so in here, he has some really old songs and newspaper clippings. And it's just so cool. But as you could tell, this book has seen better days. So one of the projects that I plan on doing is taking all of the cool stuff out of here and putting it into a new book. And then that's my wedding book there that also needs to be, well, this is my wedding planning book. And of course, now that I'm married, I want to take all of my memories out of this book that I think I want to keep and put it into a scrapbook, because I haven't done that yet. Oh, this box is the heaviest. Okay. That's it for the bookshelf. I just have some photos up there of family, and you've seen my desk, and you've seen my shelves. I think the only thing I haven't shown you, here's the stand I was using, is this area here. I got these sticky chalkboard pieces at Home Goods. Great price, and you just stick them on the wall and they could be removed. And this is where I put notes that I need to remember, and some calendar things. These are when my dog needs to take his medication. Notes to my husband, some other things, upcoming projects that I want to blog about, like the flower bracelet. And then these are current projects, so if we've got a client or if we're working on something, we kind of put it in there. And then some hanging chalkboard on some lace, or excuse me, not chalkboard, chalk for the chalkboard. And then if you're wondering why I have these random post-it notes, it's because I've got some scuffs and I have maintenance coming in to fix all of my scuffs, so I marked them with post-it notes. So that's it. That's how I organize all of my craft and office supplies, and I hope you've been able to take something away from it, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Bye.